If you're running a business, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That daily juggle of trying to keep your sales and your books perfectly in sync. Well, today we are going to dive into how connecting those two worlds can save you a ton of time, slash your errors, and honestly, future-proof your entire operation. So let's get right into it.
So let me just ask you this, straight up. Does your day ever feel like you're just doing the same work over and over again? You know, you make a great sale at the counter, and then later that day, you or your staff are stuck typing those exact same numbers into your accounting software. It's a super common frustration, and it is a massive time sink.
In this image, this really shows the problem perfectly. See, on one side, you've got all your front-of-house sales stuff, the checkouts, payments, all your customer interactions. And on the other side, you've got the back-end accounting, invoices, reports, taxes, but right there in the middle, there's this big, jagged gap where information gets lost, or worse, entered wrong. This gap is what creates what we call the disconnected business. And really, it's a workflow that's built on that daily grind of manual, repetitive tasks that, let's be honest, nobody has time for. I mean, just think about it. Every single minute that's spent manually typing in sales data is a minute you're not spending with your customers or thinking about how to grow your business. And it's not just about the time, either. It's about the mistakes. A computer doesn't get tired and make a typo, but a person rushing at the end of a long day? You bet. And those tiny little errors can snowball into huge headaches later on. Okay, but here's the good news. You probably already have an incredibly powerful tool right at the heart of your business. Let's talk about why your accounting system, and for a lot of us that means QuickBooks, is actually the perfect foundation to build everything on. You know, there's a reason software like QuickBooks has been the go-to for so many businesses for so long. It just hits that perfect sweet spot, right? It's simple enough for an owner to use every day, but it's also powerful enough to handle really complex financial reports. It can grow right along with you, and, this is the key, it's designed from the ground up to connect with other tools. And what I love is this shift in thinking. Check out this quote. You're not trying to replace your trusted accounting system. No way. You're keeping that solid, stable structure, and you're just adding wings to it. This lets your sales operations become way more efficient and agile. It's a great way to look at it. So how do we actually build that bridge across the gap we were just looking at? Well, the answer is just one word: integration. It's all about making your sales system and your accounting system finally start talking to each other. And let's be really clear about what integration actually means here. It's nothing complicated. It's just the automatic, secure sharing of information. So a customer buys something from you, and boom, that transaction with all the little details flows straight into your QuickBooks. No typing, no exporting, it just appears. Here's kind of how that flow works in the real world. Step 1, a sale happens at your point of sale. Step 2, that data just flows automatically and securely over to QuickBooks. Step 3, your books are instantly updated in real time. And maybe most importantly, step 4, your inventory gets adjusted right away. That means you always know exactly what you have in stock. And this is the magic number. This is the immediate win. 0. Just take a second and imagine a world where you never, ever have to manually enter sales data into your books again. That's what we're talking about here. All right, so this all sounds amazing, but how do you actually do it? Let's get practical for a second and look at the different ways to get your systems connected, because it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. So this table breaks down the 3 main options really nicely. The easiest one by far is a native connector. It's basically a built-in on-off switch. If your system has one, you're golden. If not, there's something called middleware, which pretty much acts like a translator app between the two systems. And then for businesses with really specific needs, you've got a custom API, which is kind of like hiring someone to build a custom bridge just for you. Now, before you just flip that switch, a little bit of prep work will make your life so much easier. This checklist is your best friend. You'll want to make sure your product names and SKUs match up in both systems, map your tax settings correctly, that one's huge, think about security, and hey, don't be afraid to ask for help. There are certified pros who do this stuff all day long. Okay, now we're getting to my favorite part, because this isn't just about saving time on data entry. It's about turning all those raw numbers into smart, profitable decisions for your business. See, when your systems are talking to each other, you're not looking at last week's numbers anymore. You are looking at a live 24/7 picture of your business's financial health. You can pull it up anytime, anywhere, and know exactly where you stand. And you can see the results right here.
When you have that real-time data, you get so much more visibility into your actual profits. And that, of course, lets you make decisions way faster, which makes your entire business just more adaptable to whatever comes your way. So what does smarter choices really look like? Well, it means knowing for sure which products are your biggest moneymakers. It means being able to accurately forecast your cash flow so you can plan for those slower months. It means using actual data to decide what to put on sale or when it's the right time to bring on some extra help. And really, the big idea here is resilience. A business that truly understands its numbers in real time can pivot on a dime. Whether it's a sudden change in the market, a supplier issue, or a brand new opportunity, you have the information you need to react fast and effectively. So, to wrap it all up, this is truly about getting the absolute best of both worlds. You get to keep that solid, reliable accounting foundation that you already know and trust, and you get to pair it with the speed and the power of modern, efficient sales tech. So I'll just leave you with this one final thought. You pour your heart and soul into your business. You work incredibly hard. You deserve to have tools that work just as hard as you do. So take a look at your current setup. Where's the friction? Where's the frustration? Because that's your opportunity. Ask yourself, are my tools really truly working for me?